Moving on from that pedophile to the other pedophile, like you had just brought up, fucking Jeffrey Epstein was back in the news. Because after 4 days, they found him injured in jail. And as we were saying earlier, I'm kind of surprised it took so long.
Yeah, because you figured as soon as he got locked up, first thing they were gonna do was, pay someone to fucking mark his ass, whether it be to maybe not to say something,
Oh shit, countdown to the rape.
Yeah, countdown to the fucking first, a trip to the infirmary or the goddamn bloody butthole, or a badussy as they call it. But it fucking, they say it might be a suicide attempt.
Yeah. So that's what they're saying, because apparently they found him unconscious in the Manhattan jail. He had injuries to his neck. So he was found by guards sprawled on the floor of his cell at this correctional center, and this was on last Wednesday. And they said that his face appeared blue. So he was taken to a hospital, and as the New York Post reported, it was unclear where he was taken or what his condition was. It's not clear how he suffered these injuries, but a lot of people are thinking that, yeah, he tried to commit suicide. Which I wouldn't be surprised, because as like I've always said, and I mean, things are unfortunately a little different nowadays, but there's a code to the street. There's always been a code to the street. And one of the things is the streets, it's a war between men. This battle that's going out here in the streets, it's between men. You don't involve women, you don't involve children. And if you're somebody who touches little children, when you get to jail, they're going to fuck you up, because while I'm serving my time, because I did this shit trying to take care of my family, so on and so forth, you could have been touching on my child. And so the streets don't take well to pedophiles and to sex offenders and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, you gonna get fucked up in jail. Like, you're not gonna survive. Same thing with, going back in time, Jeffrey Dahmer, who was eating people and molesting young boys. Yeah, they got rid of his ass real quick in jail. Like, no, we don't play that shit. That could have been my kid, nigga. Like, no, streets don't play like that. So
it's funny because they say there's no honor among thieves, but some of these motherfuckers ain't thieves, and a lot of times, sometimes you doing some shit that again goes beyond the scale of necessity, where it becomes not you doing dirt, so to speak, to survive. It's you doing dirt because you're a dirty motherfucker. So again, in that respect, that's just how she goes, right? And that's the things that we expect when people hit the tin or hit the can or whatever the fuck the saying goes. But I'm curious though, because you figure he's in Manhattan. He has to be. Was it Clinton's Correctional, or I forget? They transferred him a few times, if I'm correct, as far as where they had him at. But even
Metropolitan Correctional Center is where he was at last.
So it just seems like he's just kind of in a tour, right? Until they kind of figure out where they're going to keep his ass at. And it's not they're going to put him in fucking Guantanamo or some shit like that. I don't even know if that still exists. But I figure, though, what could also be a thing if someone wasn't paid to froth him up. Could you think this is just an attempt, again, to seem like he's unstable, so that maybe he does get isolation, or so that he does have something on reserve, as if he couldn't pay for that already, which again is, I'm not too sure where the paper trail of shits you have to leave in order to escalate yourself to where you want to be. But that could also be something too. I mean, you can't think that him, with as much money as he has, isn't going to have the resource to get some fucking knowledge, right, on things to do. Just how one of the schemes I guess people in the prison do is they didn't want the schlop that they were fucking feeding everyone else, so they said they had religious necessity for something kosher, you know what I'm saying, to get a better meal. Like, in that same essence, like, you figure motherfuckers gonna play the system a little bit to try to, you know what I'm saying, one up it, because why not? That's all. If you have time to serve, all you can do is make that experience as well to do as possible.
And all I know is I saw Epstein was found hurt in prison, and all I could think was,
I'll tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
We don't care. Sorry, yeah, you can kill yourself, and good. That's one less pedophile on Earth. And shouts out to whatever country that is, where I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this, but there's a country, I forgot which one, but they want to castrate sex offenders. So if you're found guilty of being a sex offender, they want to take your genitalia off you. Now, I have no problem with that, but my only concern is that we don't live in a perfect judicial system. So if there's a way to make sure you're 100% catching the sex offenders and you're castrating them, okay, do that shit, because it has been proven that people are sex offenders. It's not just like okay, if you rob some shit, that don't mean you're going to be robbing stuff for the rest of your life. It's just, hey, you had a situation where you robbed something. Being a sex offender, no, that's something in your DNA. That's what you do, and when you get out, you're probably going to do it again. And
it's normally not just one offense. These cats who get caught up is because they went to town.
Y'all were wilding out.
He was making a tour.
Y'all went on a tour. It was like, oh, look at this paper trail. That was the same thing when they called him, and they said he had thousands of images. So it wasn't like, oh, I looked once. No, you did that a lot. Something's wrong with you.
You bought a whole terabyte of space just for this. And
I'm gonna get this flash drive for K through 12. Like, nigga, you buzzing, dog. Ooh. Buzzing. I can't call it. So yeah, fuck him. Stay tuned. And whatever happens to him.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't like this podcast, it's probably cause you're racist.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings though.
Yeah. What's up, man? You hear me?